Good morning. I'm a couple minutes earlier today, and today's practice is going to be from Cozumel's main square because we just had finished our sunrise practice on the rooftop at the studio, and so now I'm closer here. We are on the way to snorkeling again with my friends from Russia. So anyway, I'm gonna tag people. Let's see. Good morning, Jean. I was just saying that we're gonna do the practice today from Cozumel Center. What do you mean no volume? I can hear myself. Hi, Gina. Jean, can you hear me? I just checked on my other phone and I can hear. Jean, can you hear? Yeah. Gina, I think that something, no volume is on your end because I can definitely hear myself. Jean can hear me. Good morning, Judy. Oh, well, if I'm talking to Gina and she cannot hear me, duh, I need to write it. Sometimes I can't think straight. Oh, good, good, good. Good, Gina, that you figured it out. So anyway, today's practice is going to be from Cozumel Center, the main square. We just finished sunrise yoga practice on the rooftop at the studio. And so I was closer here, and we are going to snorkel again today with my friends from Russia. So let's give another minute to whoever wants to join live. Good morning, Andy. We missed you in the sunrise practice. Hope you're feeling well. It is actually interesting that there was a moment of Gina not getting the volume for this practice, because today I wanted to do a hearing meditation, so very appropriate. So today we will explore this tool of mindfulness, which is hearing. Good morning, Joey. Hearing meditation is a great practice in and of itself, and it also serves as a viable alternative to mindfulness of your breath, because in some cases, paying attention to your breath provokes more anxiety than calm. In those cases, there is no point in forcing yourself to stay with your breath. It's much more useful to select a different primary anchor for the practice, like turning your attention to the sensations in your hands, for example, or choosing hearing as your primary anchor. So that's an interesting exploration we're going to do today. Some of us are super sensitive to the sounds that we deem unpleasant to our ear. For me, for example, it's been an ongoing practice to receive all the ambient sounds without strong reaction. I have always been very sensitive to sound. And I have to say that I've become much more open to sounds of any kind. Even if there is a party at 3 o'clock in the morning by my house, which thankfully doesn't happen very often. But before, I used to just go livid, and now I'm like, okay, this is just sounds. I can be with it. Sound is continually coming and going, and it's really outside of our control. We need to recognize this, that we can't control certain things. We cannot control certain sounds. So we can hear the sounds that rise and pass away as if they're washing through you. There is nothing you need to do about these sounds. You don't need to respond in any way. Simply hear. So let's explore that. Take a comfortable position, and as always, acknowledge all the circumstances of your practice, internal and external. As you create this mindful pause, inhabit it with all your senses. And then gradually start paying more and more attention to the sounds around you. As I mentioned before, recognize that sound is continually coming. You don't have any control over it. And see if you can allow the sounds that arise and pass away in the world around you to just wash through you, as if you were an empty vessel. Sound comes in, sound comes out. You don't need to respond in any way. You don't need to decipher any sounds. Simply hear. Of course, you'll notice that some sounds are pleasant to your ear and some are quite annoying. And probably most of the sounds are neutral. See if you can refrain from attaching any labels to the sound. For example, when you hear the sound of dogs barking in your area, try to simply hear the sound for what it is instead of thinking to yourself, oh my god, stray dogs are a big problem in this neighborhood. I wonder when it's going to be resolved. Maybe I can help somehow. It's a nice thought, but see if you can refrain from it. See if you can just hear without listening and without attaching thoughts to sounds. Create a vast spaciousness inside you in which the sounds can float as if in the ocean. and you just notice them one by one. I'm gonna keep silent now so that I am not one of your ambient sounds right now. If you notice that some sound makes you tense up, don't worry about it. It's normal. See if you can relax again. If you notice that some sounds are so pleasant that you want them to continue forever, again, simply relax. Nothing to do here either. Simply stay open for the next sound, and the next one, and the next one. Open and receiving. Notice how you react to each sound that arises and passes. Don't try to understand why some sound provokes a strong reaction in you, whether its reaction is pleasant or unpleasant, but simply notice, simply hear. Don't listen. Receive the sounds one at a time, as if they were rays of sun and you are sunbathing.
Buenos días.
Gracias. Receive the sounds one at a time. Keep doing that. And notice how some sounds are near, others are far away, and yet you can hear them. For example, right now, can you hear the sound of the ocean? Can you become quiet enough to hear the sound of the ocean that's across the street from me, across the square? Receive without listening. Before we finish the practice, take a moment to check in with yourself. Have you learned anything about the nature of the sound itself today? Or maybe you learned something new about your reactions to various sounds during this practice. I invite you to take this new understanding into your day, allowing yourself to simply receive the sounds without listening. And just notice whatever you notice. Explore what comes up. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a beautiful day full of different sounds that you can receive. And I will see you tomorrow.